I always thought the worst kind of betrayal came from strangers. People outside your circle. People you don't trust. But I was wrong. The worst betrayal of my life came from the two people I trusted the most, my mom and dad. I grew up in a small town in Kentucky. The kind of place where everybody knows everybody, where secrets spread faster than wildfire, unless your family is the one everyone's too scared to gossip about. My dad was known for two things, his temper and his debts. He always had some half-baked scheme, some sure thing, that was going to change our lives. None of them worked. By the time I turned 18, he owed money to the worst kind of people. And one of those people was Carl. Carl wasn't just dangerous, he was the kind of man mothers warn their kids about. He'd been arrested more times than anyone could count. Rumors swirled about the things he did to women, but no one ever said it too loudly. Because if Carl heard you talking, you'd regret it. It was a Thursday night when everything changed. I came home from my part-time job at the diner. My shoes still smelled like grease and coffee, and all I wanted was a shower and bed. But when I opened the door, there he was, Carl, sitting in our living room. His thick hands rested on his knees, and his eyes followed me like I was prey. "Sit down, Emily," my dad said. His tone wasn't angry, but it wasn't normal either. It was final, like he'd already decided something for me. I froze. "What's going on?" My mom came out from the kitchen, her face pale. She wouldn't look me in the eye. Carl leaned back in the recliner, smirking. "She's perfect," he said. My stomach dropped. Dad cleared his throat. "Emily, we're in trouble. Carl's gonna help us out. But you gotta do your part." I shook my head, backing away. "What do you mean, my part?" Then he said the words I'll never forget. "You're going to marry Carl." The room spun. I laughed, because what else do you do when your dad tells you something insane? "You're joking, right?" But he wasn't. Carl just grinned wider. "She'll learn quick." I turned to my mom, desperate. "Mom, tell me this isn't happening." And that's when she did the unthinkable. I tried to run, but she grabbed me by the shoulders and shoved me back into the chair. Her fingers dug into my skin. She whispered, "Please, baby, don't fight it. We don't have a choice." That's when I realized this wasn't about love or tradition or even me. It was about money. My dad owed Carl thousands of dollars. He couldn't pay. And Carl didn't want money anymore. He wanted me. And my parents agreed. They sold me. I screamed, I begged, I cried. I told them I'd run away. I told them I'd go to the police. But Dad just kept talking like I wasn't even in the room, negotiating terms like I was a used car. Carl nodded along, satisfied. When my dad finally shook Carl's hand, it felt like my whole world collapsed. The engagement was set for Saturday, just 2 days away. My relatives started calling, congratulating my parents like this was some kind of fairy tale. Nobody asked if I wanted it. Nobody cared. That night, I locked myself in my room. My mom knocked on the door. Her voice was soft, almost broken. "I know you hate us," she said. "But one day you'll understand." I pressed my face into my pillow, tears soaking through. I would never understand. But here's the part my parents didn't know. I wasn't going to let them win. 4 months, I'd been secretly saving my diner tips. Every crumpled dollar bill went into an envelope under a loose floorboard in my closet. I didn't know what I was saving for. But that night I knew. I grabbed the envelope, my backpack, and my phone charger. And I waited. When the house finally went quiet, I opened my window and climbed out. My heart pounded, so hard I thought it would wake the whole town. I didn't stop running until I reached the bus station 2 miles away. I bought a ticket to Louisville with cash. While I waited, I called my friend Sarah, the only person I trusted. She picked me up at the station the next morning. When I told her everything, she stared at me like I was telling a horror story. "Emily, you can't go back. Ever." She was right. It's been 3 years since that night. I changed my number. I cut all ties. Sometimes I still see my parents' faces in my dreams, my mom's trembling hands pinning me down, my dad's cold voice selling me off. I don't know what happened to them. Honestly, I don't want to know. All I know is this. Family isn't always blood. And sometimes, the people who raise you are the very monsters you need to escape from. Because that night, my parents didn't just betray me. They handed me to a monster. And I had to save myself.